Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. Today in the news, let's talk about this Xbox stream. A few hours ago, we got a short Xbox Bethesda showcase and our first look at their beginning lineup of the year. They started with new Minecraft Legends and some PvP, then we got Forza Motorsport with improved sound and dirt, I guess? I'm pretty sure the selling point was the cars sound more like cars, and then you can get them dirty. But the real chunk of time was spent on 3 games. Hi-Fi Rush, which looks like an action rhythm game, and Dragon Prince had a baby. And the thing is, I love Dragon Prince and I love action rhythm games, so maybe this one is pretty cool to me. And I really enjoyed it. The crazy thing is that it's out today on Game Pass. Everything from the design of the characters in the world, to the voice acting, to the combat, to everything about this looks right up my alley. Super ridiculous fun. Here for it. And then the Elder Scrolls Online is getting a new class, the Arcanist, which, like all good MMORPGs, you need someone who has a book. Those are just RPG rules. And then apparently you can go to Eastern Morrowind, which is great for any Morrowind fans out there. And then they just kind of really hyped up the idea of what the game was and the social interactions and, you know, MMORPG stuff in general. But they were like, hey, try it out in our game. I then saw some guy in Twitch chat write, MMOs are for old people, and I've been thinking about that all day because it seems true. I don't want to say it, but it seems true, and I think it's really funny he wrote it in like all caps, and it made me laugh so hard, so... And then finally, we got a pretty long look at Redfall, the open-world vampire hunter game. And this is a game that I've complained about in the past because I felt like the tone of the trailer and what the game was and all the things we've seen so far were kind of all over the place, and I didn't know what the game was, so it was nice to get a really long look at what we'd be doing in the game. And I think this preview we got showed me so much better what to expect. It felt more like an arcane game where, you know, you could see the abilities and best ways to achieve an objective weren't always just to go in guns blazing, things like that. A lot of neat stuff. Kind of interested to see how the open world part of it works, especially when it's kind of mission based, and I don't know, very, very interested in it. It could be great, or it could just be another Left 4 Dead kind of clone. We'll all find out together. And then what I consider to be the big Xbox news is them saying they'll return to LA this summer. And while they didn't say we're going to E3, they will be in LA during the time of E3, and the Microsoft Theater is right next to E3. So either they're going to be at E3 or they're going to be right next door and doing a show at the exact same time. Either way, it's fine by me. In other news, Warhammer 40k Darktide developer Fat Shark has issued an open letter announcing the company would delay the launch of future content updates as well as the Xbox release in order to improve the game's underlying systems and performance. And while I played it and liked the co-op shooter bits, the rest of the game just kind of felt lacking. After a while I got bored, even though I was playing with friends who are really into it right now. From the cosmetics to the crafting to just the interactions on the ship, a lot was left to be desired. And more importantly, it seemed like it was just unfinished. And it honestly comes as no surprise to me that the new reviews on Steam reflect this as well, with 8,000 or so being posted over the last 30 days, mostly negative. And all of them saying something like, how can this game be released with so much UX lacking? Story, if you can call it that, is non-existent. Half of the options for crafting is not implemented yet, at the time of writing this review. Item progression is time-gated, and most of the cool cosmetics are locked behind a real money shop. Did I pay full price for a freemium monetization model most mobile gacha games use? And that's pretty much the general consensus. The co-op-y, run around, shoot chaos for 20 minutes at a time chunks, super fun. Everything else screams early access without having the early access tag. And so that is what Fat Shark is addressing, trying to live up to community expectations, fix all the things that need fixing. But then the question becomes, once it's all fixed, will fans come back? Speaking of fans coming back, you should come back here tomorrow. That's my segue for another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News.